All right, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakal Kadash, which is in the name of the Holy Spirit. Double honors to the apostle and elders of Great Millstone who ruled well and taught me this truth. And peace and salutations to the house of David, the elect men who pushing this truth and faith and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. This is the brother Yatasa Cochran coming back at you with another quick lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai by Hashem, Rakal Kadash. And I got this article. I've been sitting on it for a little minute. It's kind of old, about a week and some change, published on November the 10th, and it's by Business Insider, and it's saying, it was interesting. When I saw it, I was like, yeah, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai, I'm going to touch on this, so it says, a perfect storm of anxiety and the death of the American dream. That's what's going on. It's the death of the American dream, because the American dream is just what it is, a dream. It flies away. That's what a dream does. So like the American dream is not real. It's not reality. It says are transforming change like Applebee's and TGA Fridays. So this article is kind of long. So I'm gonna read, whatever the spirit allows, and I'm gonna hit some precepts on it. I pray through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai. It's edifying. These some of the notes. It says since the recession, speaking about in 2008, I believe, 2007, 2008, the percentage of adult Americans who say they don't eat out as much as they want to has doubled to roughly 42%. It says, because the Murphy season, which I'm gonna get some scripts. It says restaurant industry consultant Malcolm Knapp says this dissatisfaction can be linked to growing anxieties in the U.S. and doubt in the reality of the American dream. Wow, that's beautiful. Call Allah Yahweh Shema Shai, man. All right, these people have growing anxieties out here, man, and are starting to realize that this American dream, so to speak, is bullshit, man. It's not realistic. Let me get the word anxiety. Let's get that real quick. Anxiety. Let's see what we get for this word anxiety. Because it's growing anxiety here in America. It says anxiety is a feeling of worry, nervousness, or unease, typically about an imminent event or something with an uncertain outcome. And that's America, man. These people know in their spirit, like, look, man, this place is finished, man. Or this place is done, man. All right, this can't continue to go on like this. Some got to give, man. All right, these people can feel that in their spirit. That's causing anxiety, and nervousness, uneasiness. It says typically about an imminent event, which that imminent event, is imminent means going to happen, like without a doubt going to happen, which without a doubt America is going to fall, going to falter, man. There's going to be an economic collapse here, and this place is going to be destroyed, ultimately, and these people can feel that, because this country in the American dream, so to speak, is not flourishing, and and is as in relevance as it once was, if that's the right word. It says desire to do something typically accompanied by this unease. What's that desire to do? To be free, man. All right, here you're nothing but a slave here in America. You can't. You got to go to work every day. You got to pay bills. You got to pay for food, water. Things that you don't even supposed to have to pay for, man. You got to stress. You got kids. You got a family member. It's just nothing but uneasiness here, man. It's nothing but death around you. You go to Walmart, somebody shoot the Walmart up, man. It's just nothing but uneasiness. The psychiatric definition for it says a nervous disorder characterized by a state of excessive uneasiness and apprehension, typically with compulsive behavior and panic attacks. Hey, call Allah Yahweh Shema Shai. This is beautiful, man. He's straight up destroying this place, man. You know, it says casual dining chains have been hit especially hard, struggling to boost sales since the recession. Salakia. Um, the solutions off premise and more experimental dining hint at how Americans are attempting to deal with their anxieties in an era of economic distress. Um, yeah, so people try and do, new food. They trying to get some new. Somebody trying to get some new. Pretty much trying to get their new wine. Which America, that's a big part of America's wine is eating. Eating. When they call it comfort food. Making you feel better. You know, uh, go out to eat and have fun. That's a big part of America's wine and philosophies. It says almost half of Americans are not eating out as much as they want to, according to data from the National Restaurant Association. And when they do go out, it isn't to the sit-down casual dining chains that once represented a cornerstone of the cheery neighborhood-based American dream. Woo! So, the cornerstone being like the foundation, you know, the foundation, the top of the top of what this country looks to to exert or conclude its its markability, I guess you could say, for the people that live in it, or the representation for what they claim this place to be as beauty. It says in the early 2000s, the percentage of adults who said they weren't eating out as often as they would like to hovered in the mid 20s. So it was like 20 some percent in the early 2000s, which we're in the late 2000s. Well, we're still in the early 2000s, but that was what 15. We'll say 15 to 20 years ago. Okay, so in a 15 to 20-year time period, that done spiked up more than double, or around double. Why? Because Yahweh Shemashah is breaking this place down. It says that percentage climbed during the recession, reaching 41% in 2010. According to a survey done by ORC International for the National Restaurant Association. Yet, as the economy improved, the dissatisfaction remained. In May 2019, 42% of respondents said they were not eating out as often as they like. Many restaurants are similarly dissatisfied with how often diners are visiting. It says over the 3-month period ending in September, comparable restaurant sales fell by 0.4%, according to Black Box Intelligent data from TDN2K. Comparable foot traffic, which has continued to decline since the recession, fell by 3.5% during the same time period. So people not going to these restaurants no more. The sales of these restaurants are going down. People not going out to eat no more, man. Well, number one, a lot of these people in debt, they can't afford it. Then you don't have time to do it because you got to work 2-3 jobs. You got to take care of your family. You got to catch up on your debt that you're in. You're depressed. You don't even feel like doing it. Time is you don't have a lot of time on your hands. It's it's not as fun as it once was. It says restaurant industry consultant. Shit, you gotta have the money to do it. All type of different reasonings. It says restaurant industry consultant Malcolm Knapp says this dissatisfaction with dining out is linked to a growing anxiety seeping into the American consciousness. Woo! Hold on, I gotta get this real quick. This is beautiful, man. Hey, this is beautiful. It's a growing anxiety, a growing uneasiness of an imminent outcome that's coming. Now we're gonna get this Isaiah 24. But let's go here. I want to get this real quick. Cause Yahweh Shema Shah, he's spreading that that hold on, let me get that real quick. We're gonna go back to this, but let me get the covering, Cat. I think it's Isaiah 25. Okay, yep. Let's get this first. Now, this Isaiah chapter 25 and verse 7, it says, and he will destroy in this mountain. All right, speaking about America, pretty much. You can well, because really, the mountain in this passage, I believe, is talking about Zion, or Israel, if I'm not mistaken, but we know a mountain represents a governing body, so this big governing body, which is America, which pretty much runs the whole earth, yeah, I believe this is talking about Zion, that mountain. But we're just gonna apply this to America right here, okay? It says, and he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast, which the covering cast represents these restaurants, these entertainment, there's all this bread and circus, so to speak, which these restaurants and these foods play a big part in that, the nightlight, going out to eat and being jolly with your family, It says, and he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people. And it says over all people, in the covering cast, which, let's get this word covering cast. Because they can represent, that represents what America uses to, pretty much keep these people docile, man, and keep these people believing in something that's non-existent. All right. It says covering.
Strong's H3875. Lot.
No, okay, and that's pretty much a veil where you can't see when if you got a veil on over your face, you can't see. It says, let's get cast. So we know a veil is a covering, and that's woo. It's like
Strong's H3874. Loot.
It says to wrap closely or tightly. So you got like a blindfold, so to speak, and it's tied real tight and you can't see over your face. That's how most Americans are. They are, they can't see because they got this veil tightly wrapped around them, which represents the mirth of this place, in the American dream. It says, and he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people, and the veil that is spread over all nations. And it says, in the veil that is spread over all nations. So all these people are starting to, have that veil that was so tightly wrapped around them via the American dream and in the mirth of America, they're starting to have that veil lifted up and open up. Now they're starting to see, and that's causing anxiety. It's causing uneasiness. They're starting to realize that this wine is that America offers is bullshit, man. All right, it's not real. This fun and joy and hee and ha ha and man and mirth and and folly, man. It's not profiting these people nothing. They realize that ultimately, destruction is imminent. So let's go here to Joel 2:28, because this is what I really wanted. It says, okay, yeah, this is Joel 2:28. It says, and it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh. So Yahweh Shema Shai, he's going to pour out his spirit upon all flesh, which he's doing it even because he said he's going to lift up the covering cast upon all people, in all nations. So that includes everyone. And ultimately you can apply that to the Lord putting his spirit on you, because what the spirit of the Lord is a consuming fire, which is ultimately finna come to this place. It's finna be a consuming fire here in America, man. All right, it's finna be absolute destruction that ensues. It says, I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. Your old man shall dream dreams. Your young man shall see visions. It says, and also upon the servants and upon the handmaids in those days will I pour out my spirit. You see? So Yahweh Shem Yahshua, he's putting that spirit of, you know, gloominess and wrath, man, indignation, our judgment, our you know, pretty much uncomfort, you know, because the comforter comes through our Lord Yahweh Shai. You know, I tell you about that in St. John the 14th chapter. These other nations outside of the nation of Israel, really outside of the elect, they don't have Yahweh Shai, which is the comforter. So they don't feel no comfort. They feel uneasy. They feel anxiety. Okay, so let's go back to the article, you know, because I just wanted to touch those two scriptures right there, you know, because these Americans are starting to feel it now in their spirit. They like, man, this let's read it one more time. It says, restaurant industry consultant Malcolm Knapp says this dissatisfaction with dining out is linked to a growing anxiety seeping into the American consciousness. Man. That's that spirit being poured upon our flesh. That's that covering cast being destroyed. You know, it's seeping into your consciousness, because your consciousness, you know, that represents pretty much like your soul and your spirit, man, your mind. You know, which, you know, in these people's spirit, they can feel it. You know, it says, prompted by a wide variety of factors, in a recent conversation with Business Insider, Knapp pointed to factors such as middle-class Americans receiving smaller than expected tax returns. That's one of it. Political polarization, you know, and income inequality to explain the state of the industry. Yeah, because I can't remember where it was at. I think it was like in D.C., but they was pretty much fighting, saying that we need to bring the minimum wage to $15 an hour, man. Because down here where I'm at in Georgia, you know, Atlanta, you know, the minimum wage ain't number $7.25, man. What the fuck can you do with that, man? You know, income inequality. Meanwhile, you got people, you know, making $100,000 an hour, but you know, you got people who make $100,000 an hour who still can't take care of themselves. Why? Because trying to follow after the American dream, you know, and live a life that's, you know, non-realistic. You know, it says, an income inequality to explain the state of the industry, and especially the state of casual dining. Okay, so you know, they say political polarization, income inequality, and expected tax returns not being as big as they should. Let's get this political polarization. Let's see what that is. You know, like Apostle Bar said, you know, don't be lazy, man. Look your stuff up, man. All right. So we're gonna look it up, you know, just for edification. It says political. Okay, let's get it right here. What does political polarization mean? It says political polarization refers to the cases in which an individual's stance on a given issue, policy, or person is more likely to be strictly defined by their identification with a particular political party, Democrat or Republican, or ideology, liberal or conservative. And that's what goes on in America, man. Everybody is divided, man. You know, and that's another indicator that this place is being destroyed, because our Lord Yahweh Shai said he's going to bring division, you know, which is nothing but division and confusion here in America, man. And that's a part of why people don't want to link up and go out and be around about somebody, because they might not share the same, beliefs and doctrines and, you know, way of life that they think they should be living, you know, and, you know, or who's in office, so to speak, is not, is they feel like they're not helping them. So they feel like, you know, what's the point, you know? But all these things can trigger, you know, because these people in America, they're simple as hell, man. You know, it says you have people starting to doubt that the American dream is real, you know, and it's feeding into the food restaurant, you know, political, you know, people not getting as much money as they thought they would, you know, people not being able to say, because it said over 70% or around 70% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. It might even be 80%, man. You know? So the majority of the Americans like, man, the American dream ain't real, man. Getting a 40 acres and a mule, that ain't happen, man. I'm 40 years old and I ain't even got a damn house to my name, you know? People starting to realize that. It says, sit down casual dining spots once a go-to for Americans seeking a night out. Once a go-to for Americans seeking a night out, you know? It says, um, have seen the biggest sales decline since the recession. Whew. Wow. Plethora of data found that there was a 7.4 drop in foot traffic on average from the 10 top fast casual brands between 2018 and 2019, following a 0.4 decline between 2017 and 18. So it's rapidly going up too, man. It says we're seeing that there is an erosion in traffic. We keep on losing traffic, and we have since the recession for the overall chain restaurant industry and for casual dining itself. So skip over that. It says part of the reason for the decline is simply that there are too many restaurants to continue to grow same store traffic, you know. So everybody building restaurants and making restaurants, you know, you can't even, it's too many restaurants for a motherfucker to even choose. It's so much bullshit out here, man, you know. It says, according to Fernandez, casual dining chains in particular have needed to close more locations to boost same store sales figures for the industry. So you got to close some of your stores just so, because you're competing with your own damn self, you know, because that's all America provides is nothing but folly and mirth, man. And there's so much of it, it's at abundance that you can't even partake and intake of it, which that folly and that mirth is, what Americans consume the most, you know, but they can't even consume it no more because there's so much of it and they don't have the means to do it, you know, or the time. It says, but there are other factors that are hitting the casual dining industry especially hard. There's something to be said in terms of perception from a lot of those brands, especially when you speak about casual dining. A lot of the big companies in that space are brands that have been around for a long time. Yeah, it said cornerstones in America, man. Like Applebee's and TGI Fridays, man. Them restaurants been around since I was a kid, man. You know? Them restaurants been around for a long time, man. You know? It says millennials have been charged with killing casual dining in the past as chains such as Buffalo Wild Wings, Applebee's, and TGI Fridays struggled to build sales following the recession and shuttered hundreds of locations. Millennial consumers are more attracted than their elders to cooking at home, ordering, delivering from restaurants, and eating quickly in fast or casual or quick serve restaurants. Buffalo Wild Wings then CEO Sally Smith wrote in a letter to shareholders in 2017 prior to leaving the company. Okay, so it says, however, some experts such as Knapp argue that it is impossible to separate changing tastes from bigger problems looming in the American psyche. Bigger problems in the American psyche. Two of the main techniques that casual dining chains have used to distinguish themselves from the competition and boost sales are building up takeout business and making dining in restaurants a more complete experience. These trends can be, and which none of that shit is gonna help, man. This place is just destroyed, man. It says our social fabric has just been ripped, and it's like I skipped a little bit. It says our social fabric has just been ripped, and it's hard to quantify, but that affects people. You know, so this article is kind of long, it's a little bit more on it, but, for the point, we pretty much got it all, because I done spent a lot of time on this article. So, I want to get some scripts, but you see, where we at right now, more indication that this place is, dropping before our eyes, man. All right, let's get this. Let's get some scripts, man. Because this is what we do. We get scripts, man. We filter prophecy through the scriptures. Okay, now this Isaiah chapter 24 and verse 7. It says the new wine mourneth. Woo, what's that new wine? That American dream. That American dream, man. All right. And ultimately, you know, these restaurants, these new restaurants, you know, they not even getting business, man. Even the old staple restaurants, they not getting business, man. You know, the new wine mourneth. It says divine languishing. Yep, divine languishing. You know, divine representing the staple of America. You know, what America was built off of to basis American dream. It says all the merry-hearted do sigh. Yeah, and that goes into these people being anxious, their anxiety, their nervousness, their uneasiness are about an imminent outcome that's coming to America. It says the mirth of Tabret ceases. The mirth of Tabret ceases, which represents these restaurants, man. All right, that's ceasing. All right, you going to the restaurant, you going to eat out with your family, have a few drinks, laugh and play, and joke around. All right, oh, that's ceasing. It says the noise of them that rejoice end of, yeah, because you can't even go out and have a good time, go out and eat and have a good time. You ain't even got no money to go out and have a good time and eat. You know, it says the joy of the harp ceaseth. They shall not drink wine with the song that represents in these restaurants. You know, they be in there playing music, you know, at the bar, you know, getting a couple shots. All right. You know, they can't do that no more. They're not doing that no more. All right. Over close to 50% of America saying they not going out to eat like they once did, you know, or much as they would like, you know. It says they shall not drink wine with a song. Strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it. And that's the America. You can apply that strong drink because that's twofold. You can apply that to literal strong drink, you know, being bitter, but as well, you not being able the strong drink of America, you know, being bitter to you, which represents the American dream. It says the city of confusion is broken down. This is the city of confusion. All right, like it was saying about one of the reasons why they believe this thing is happening because of a political polarization, which that's a representation of confusion. Okay, that's a representation of confusion. And when you go into the word Babylon, which is Babal, all right, in the Hebrew, I believe that word means confusion, which this is modern day Babylon. You know, it says every house is shut up that no man may come in, which is going to eventually end up happening in these restaurants, man. A lot of these, because all they sales going down. So eventually they're gonna have to end up shutting these restaurants down. Why? Because they're not producing the business that they once was. It says there's a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. Yeah. So there's a crying for wine in the streets. What's that wine? What's that wine that they crying for? That's the American dream that once was promised unto them. You know, the fun that they used to have in this place, the mirth and the joy that they used to have and partake in this place, man. You know, it's not here. You know, all joy is darkened, man. You know, these people out here losing their fucking minds, man. All right. These people out here, man, they not, you can see it on the average day too. You look in these people's faces, man, these people don't look like they got too much longer, man. These people knowing their spirit, like if you just out on your day to day and you just look at these people's faces, you know, or you on the road and you see these drivers, you know, these people are completely finished out here, man. All right, all the joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone, man. All right. Ain't nobody, you know, you might see these motherfuckers on Instagram laughing and playing and joking like their life so good, man. All right. But really, man, they are catching absolute hell, man. Absolute hell, man. Depressed and sick, you know. Let's get this in Ecclesiastes. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 8 and verse 15. It says, then I commended mirth because a man have no better thing under the sun than to eat and to drink. So that's the best thing you got to do down here on the earth is eat and drink. But these people are losing that. Yahweh, and this King Solomon speak. This the wisest man to ever speak. He said he commended mirth because a man have no better thing under the sun than to eat and to drink. All right. But that's even being taken away from these people. These people not being allowed the opportunity to eat and drink and be in mirth. You know, that's the best thing you could do. So, you know, these people are depressed. Which this that lets you know how shitty this place is and how hell this is. That's the best thing you could do is just go out and eat or go to a club and you know, eat some wings and drink a drink. You know, that's bro. This place is finished, bro. This place is finished. You know, it says, then I commended mirth because a man have no better thing under the sun than to eat and to drink and to be merry. And these people are not being able to do that. So guess what? They are losing it, man. They are losing it. They breaking down. It says, for that shall abide with him of his labors the days of his life, which Yahweh giveth him under the sun. Wow. And Yahweh Shem Yahshua is taking it away from these people, even that, you know. So these people are like, man, they breaking down, man. That's why you got the opioid epidemic, the meth epidemic. You know, these people all on prescription drugs, you know, weed being legalized, you know, niggas smoking cigarettes and vaping, you know, just trying to keep their sanity, man. You know, which Yahweh Shem Yahshua, he gonna take that away too during Jacob's trouble. These people gonna really lose it when they get when they drugs out of here, you know. It's Jeremiah chapter 16, verse 8. It says, thou shalt not also go into the house of feasting to sit with them to eat and to drink. Why? Because you get caught up in it tell you in Ecclesiastes 7. Well, let's get it. Let's get why. We're gonna jump back. Let's just get why. You shouldn't, as a man of the Lord, you know, you shouldn't be on that. You shouldn't, you know, of course it's cool to go out and eat, you know, do your thing every now and then, but you know, that shouldn't be your main basis. All right. But you shouldn't even have to be told this as a man of the Lord. We definitely should not have to be told this as a man of the Lord, that we shouldn't be involving ourselves in mirth, all right, you know, with these people like that, you know, which is not necessarily going off, but this should not be a main part of your life, to go out and just be feasting and going to eat and going to clubs and, you know, the American dream, so to speak. Because why? It says, this Ecclesiastes chapter 7 verse 2, it is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting. So it's better to go into the house of mourning to the house of feasting, which the house of mourning represent those in his truth, man, in his faith. All right, because it tell you about then, I think it's 1 Corinthians the 15th or the 16th chapter, it speak about if we are you know, servants of Yahweh, we of all men most miserable, you know. So us being servants of Yahweh Mashiach, we're the most miserable, you know. It says then to go to the house of feasting, for that is the end of all men. Right? Because that's the end of all men, which is going to be the end of all these people in America who believed in the American dream and that American way. That's going to be their end. It says, and the living will lay it to his heart. Yeah, and the living will lay it to his heart. Which these people in America, they're dead. They're not living, you know. They're in the house of feasting. That's their end, you know. Now let's get Jeremiah. All right. Jeremiah 16 and 8. It says, thou shalt not also go into the house of feasting to sit with them to eat and to drink, you know. For thus saith the Lord of hosts, Yahweh Shem Yahshua, the God of Israel, behold, I will cause to cease out of this place in your eyes and in your days the voice of mirth and the voice of gladness, the voice of the bridegroom and the voice of the bride. And that's what Yahweh Shem Yahshua is doing. He's breaking, by prime example, this article, man. Yahweh Shem Yahshua is breaking these restaurants down, man. You know, these they're not getting foot traffic like it once was. They sales going down. These people not going out and being able to eat. You know, you go out to eat and have fun. You know, with your family. You know, to celebrate. You know, maybe after a marriage. You know, a honeymoon. You know, being a newlywed. You know, so that all goes hand in hand. You know, the voice of the bridegroom and the voice of the bride. You know, and the voice of mirth. You know, that all goes hand in hand in hand. Yahweh Shem Yahshua is causing that to cease, man. All right. Now this Jeremiah chapter 51 verse 7 says, Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshua's hand. So Yahweh Shem Yahshua has been using Babylon to destroy Babylonians. He set Babylon up to set his own Babylonian customs up to destroy Babylonians. All right, it's been a golden cup in his hand, you know, that made all the earth drunken, which you ain't got to go into that because all these nations, you got McDonald's over there in Saudi Arabia and Africa and shit, man. All right. You know, they made all the earth drunken. You know, it says the nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. And that's so these nations, they starting to realize that the American dream and the American wine is bullshit too. All right, so guess what they finna do? They finna turn on this place, man, and destroy this place. All right, for her fornication. You know, this Isaiah chapter 19 verse 3, and the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof. And that's what's happening right now, man. All that mirth, all that playing, all that eating, you know, all that joy is failing, you know. It says, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, which represents, you know, the American dream and the American way, you know. What they should do to bring their sales back up and bring their folly back up and, you know, boost America back to that place that it once was. It says they shall seek to the idols, which, you know, the idols can represent, you know, like that food chain and representative food analytic person. You know, I think his name was Harry something. You know, that could be you know, a consideration to Salakia to a charmer, you know, or the idols could be in consideration to, you know, these you know, these restaurant owners who made these businesses to be idolized, you know, and you know, these different you know, politicians, so to speak, and businessmen, business insiders, so to speak. You know, they ain't nothing but idols. You know, it says, and they shall seek to the idols and to the charmers, you know, which the charmers can represent like the food analytics person, you know, or, you know, just a economist, so to speak. You know, it says, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards, and to them who have familiar spirits and wizards, you know, which can represent the elite and all these you know, the shadow government, so to speak. You know, those familiar spirits and those wizards, because they tap in with the left hand side. Literally, they literally be tapping in with Satan. You know, so but Yahweh Shai, he's destroying all that. You know, he's destroying all your counsel. Can't nothing can stop what's gonna happen here in America. You know. Now let's get Jeremiah 49. You know, it's Jeremiah 49 and verse 7. It says, concerning Edom, thus said the Lord of hosts, Habashim Shai, which you can apply Edom to here, the chief dwelling place of Edom, you know, which is America. Is wisdom no more in Teman? Because Teman had the wise men, you know, which represents you Edomites. You know, you Edomites, you don't know what the fuck to do, man. All right. You know, you seek to Satan, he can't help you. You seek into these wizards and these warlocks, they can't help you. You know, you trying to do enchantments. You know, you trying to you know, swindle the American people. You know, you trying to do this and that. You know, devise restaurants in busy areas. You know, all the witchcraft of Esau, man. All right, but you don't have no wisdom no more. Why? Because Yahweh Shemel Shai is destroying the counsel out of Teman. It says, "Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished?" Yeah, Yahweh Shemel Shai is vanished their wisdom. All right, because these people, man, these fucking Edomites are finished, man. All right, these Edomites are finished. All right, let's go to Ecclesiastes 12. I got a couple more. We're gonna wrap it up. This Ecclesiastes chapter 12, it says, remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. Yep. Cause it ain't so to speak expedient for these people to serve Yahweh Shemashah, which we know only a certain select people can serve Yahweh Shemashah. You Edomites, you can't, you just gotta die. All right, but you know, you Jakes who been drinking on the wine of these Edomites teaming, okay, you better seek Yahweh Shemashah right now, because he's finna destroy this place. It says, while the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain, which represents the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Yahweh Shemashah. It says, in the days when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong man shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. You know, And that's what's going on, man. Because when these restaurants shut down too, a lot of people gonna lose their jobs. You know, and the strong man body said the grinder cease. Which represents these people, losing their job, and the keepers of the house represents, these idols, these charmers, these devils, these Edomites. They trembling. Why? Because everywhere you look in America, something is going on to where this place is falling. And it's so much going on. It's the worm being spread under here. The infrastructure of this place is falling and decaying. The American dream is faltering. The dollar is falling. They're in debt. That thick clay. It says, and the doors shall be shut in the street. Because a lot of these restaurants finna get shut down. It's so many damn restaurants. I can attest to that too, man. You drive down the street, you just see multiple restaurants, man. Just food on top of food. Even just people who just got small business restaurants, not even big food chains, just restaurants sitting around, man. All that shit gonna get shut down. It says, and he shall rise up at the bird and Salakia, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of the music shall be brought low. So you're gonna be trying to wake up to go to more. Like it was not so long ago, go to work. Sam's Club, they had shut down. They had woke up early to go to work. And that Sam's Club, it wasn't even there no more when they got there. It says, and the daughters of music shall be brought low. Yeah, you got the Baby and Megan Thee Stallion. As your top people in music right now. This place is finished, man. This place is completely finished. All right. So let's get I think I got one more. Read Ezekiel 7, one of my favorite chapters. We gonna wrap it up. I pray through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shah is edifying. All right, this is Ezekiel chapter 7 and verse 12. It says, the time is come, the day draweth nigh. The time has come, the day draweth nigh. That what? It says, oh, Salakia. I skipped one. I got one more script. Salakia. I'm going to go back there. Salakia, brothers. This Hosea chapter 2, verse 9. It says, therefore will I return and take away my corn in the time thereof. Because we coming into a famine too. That's another part too, man. That's another part that they don't even mention. These restaurants can't even afford their products like they once, because they can't. Boy, what's good, and the products that they're ordering, a lot of it's tainted, and then on top of that, the food is not being grown for them to have. It says, and my wine in the season thereof, and I will recover my wool and my flax given to cover her nakedness. Woo! And that represents this Babylonian custom. That's Yahweh Shema saying in Jeremiah the 51st chapter, when he said Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand. So Yahweh Shema lended these philosophies to keep Babylon going, to ultimately bring destruction upon itself and these people who are in Babylon. Yahweh Shema is no joke out here. It says, and now will I discover her lewdness. Oh man, her lewdness, which is being discovered now. These people starting to realize, but the American dream is not real. This is bullshit. In the sight of her lovers, all these people who love America. And none shall deliver her out of mine hand. And none shall deliver her out of mine hand, bro. What else? And I will also cause all her mirth to cease, her feast days, her new moons, and her Sabbaths, and all her solemn feasts. Which I believe ultimately in Hosea the 2nd chapter, it was talking about Israel. But you can apply this to America too. Now let's go to Ezekiel 7:12. What it say about the scriptures? All scriptures was written for reproof, exhortation, just roughly paraphrasing. All these the things that was written before time were written for our learning, that we might have faith and patience through the scripts. Now, let's get this Ezekiel 7:12 now. This is Ezekiel chapter 7, verse 12. What like the Ak in my camp, I always bring out Kabar. 2nd Ezra, the 5th chapter, judgment should be likened unto a ring. Now let's get this Ezekiel chapter 7, verse 12. The time has come, The day draweth near, let not the buyer rejoice, nor the seller mourn, for wrath is upon all the multitude thereof. So Yahbashim Yahshua like, look, I'm gonna destroy all you niggas who going out to these restaurants and eating, and I'm gonna destroy you restaurant owners. It says, for the seller shall not return that which is sold. Woo! Although they were yet alive, for the vision is touching the whole multitude thereof, which shall not return, neither shall any strengthen himself in the iniquity of his life. Yahbashim Yahshua to that point where he's at that point that right now, he's not having it no more. He's finna start bringing absolute destruction. He's finna bring wrath upon his place, you know. It says, they have blown the trumpet even to make already, but none goeth to the battle, for my wrath is upon all the multitude thereof. And the trumpet being blown through the man of the Lord, man. All right. And these various news articles too, because these people read these news articles, or a majority of these people, they don't even read the news. They don't even care about the news. Then on top of that, you got the men of the Lord actually bringing out these news articles and breaking them down through the spirit of prophet Yahbashim Yahshua, through the scriptures. And these people don't get ready for the battle. So what? The wrath of Yahbashim Yahshua is upon the whole multitude of this place, you know. It says, the sword is without, and the pestilence and the famine within. He that is in the field shall die with the sword, and he that is in the city, famine and pestilence shall devour him. Yeah, because it's going, like I was going into in that Hosea the 2nd chapter, you know. It's gonna be a famine out here, man, because Yahbashim Yahshua, he's gonna recover all his assets that he let these Babylon borrow, all right, to bring forth its destruction, you know. It says, but they that escape of them shall escape and shall be on the mountains like doves of the valleys, all of them mourning, everyone for his iniquity. Yeah, because Yahbashim Yahshua is not gonna be with your ass when you out here sick, you know, when you hungry, you know, when you starving to death. It says all hands shall be feeble and all knees shall be weak as water, you know, and that goes into these people and their anxiety out here and their uneasiness. That's going to go to a maximum level when Yahbashim Yahshua brings all this destruction upon this place, and the American dream is really, you know, destroyed, you know, and there's no hope at all, you know. It says they shall also gird themselves with sackcloth, and horror shall cover them, bro, because these American people, bro, y'all some simple motherfuckers, man, you know. And when I say, you know, these American people, that includes you 2/3 so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Indians who want to believe in the American way, and all you heathen nations, all right, who are here in America. You're just simple, all right. You know, it says, and horrors, which you got some Americans who are, you know, on point a little bit. They know what's going on a little bit, you know, but for the most part, these people are retarded out here, man, you know. So when all out hell come upon them, it's gonna be real horrible for them, you know. And shame shall be upon all faces, and baldness upon all their hair. Because you're gonna be shameful as hell. Like, the best thing you can say you've done in your life is went to a football game and ate some fucking Applebee's, man. You're you're gonna be sick, you know. It says they shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord, of the wrath of the Lord, Yahbashim Yahshua. They shall not satisfy their soul, neither fill their bowels, because it is the stumbling block of their iniquity. Right, the American way, that was the stumbling block of your iniquity. That's what caused you to be caught up in the destruction, you know. It says, as for the beauty of his ornament, he set it in majesty, but they made the images of their abominations, yeah, like Applebee's, you know, TGI Fridays, Buffalo Wild Wings, you know, Shane's Rib Shack, you know, damn pork, nothing but pork in there, man. All right, Yahbashim Yahshua got this beautiful land, you know, and his beautiful substance of the earth, and you people took it to make images to these idols and to these witches and these warlocks, you know, and make abominations out of it. You know, it says, and of their detestable things therein, therefore I have set it far from them. Woo! Hey, so, man, we just gonna wrap it up right here, man. We just gonna wrap it up right there. You know, I ain't gotta go no more. You know, I pray through the spirit and prophet Yahbashim Yahshua, this was edifying. Hey, America's finished. All right. If you're not on the Yahbashim Yahshua's team, you're on America's team, and America's team is losers, okay? And you're gonna be destroyed. All right. So with that, we want to give our praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakal Kadash, double honor to the apostle and elders of great millstone, rule well, and peace and salutations to the house of David. Shalom to the elect.